Beloved, there is a divine law of supply that never fails, never wavers, never withholds. The world calls it chance, but Spirit calls it order. What the world names luck, the awakened soul knows as law. There is no secret hidden from you, for God reveals to the listening heart. The code is not written on a ticket. It is written within your own consciousness. The lottery of life is drawn every day, and the winning number is your word of faith. When you speak lack, you draw lack. When you speak fear, you draw fear. But when you declare with unwavering authority, I am one with the infinite source, and money comes to me in miraculous ways, then you align with that higher code that only a few ever discover. The 1% are not those who stumble upon fortune. They are those who dare to believe against appearances. They do not look to odds, they look to God. They do not measure by chance, but by certainty of the Spirit. So I say to you, stop waiting for the world to draw your number. Call forth your good with your own voice. The true lottery is your divine inheritance, and the winning ticket is faith, spoken with power. Affirm now, I hold the secret code within me. Infinite supply is mine by divine right. Money comes to me freely, unexpectedly, and in perfect order. What is mine cannot be withheld. And so it is. Beloved, the world believes the lottery is an outer event, a matter of chance, of numbers scattered upon a ticket. But I tell you, the true lottery lies not in slips of paper or wheels of fortune. The real drawing takes place in the hidden chamber of your consciousness. The ticket you hold in your hand is but a shadow. The code is etched upon your heart, spoken upon your lips, and sealed in your imagination. For it is thought that draws, and word that manifests. The world has missed this truth because it looks outward for its winning number, while Spirit whispers, the number has always been within you. You see, every man and woman is daily buying a ticket with their thoughts. Some spend their days saying, I never win. Nothing good comes to me. Life is against me, and that becomes the lottery they have entered, and surely they draw from that box of lack. But others, even without money in their pockets, stand up and declare, I am rich in spirit, I am abundant by divine right. Money rushes to me from unexpected doors. That is the code, the unseen slip they cast into the eternal draw. And when they have spoken with faith, the law of supply must return their number, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Chance has no place in the affairs of God. There is no hazard in the workings of divine law. Spirit is not confused, nor does it cast lots in darkness. The law is certain, exact, unfailing. Just as the sun rises, just as seed brings forth after its kind, so too does the word you speak draw its harvest. To expect money while speaking lack is to expect harvest while sowing weeds. Yet to declare abundance in faith is to plant the seed that must bring forth its appointed fruit. The world thinks the secret is in learning formulas, numbers, combinations, but I tell you, the secret code is faith expressed through words of power. Your tongue holds the winning key. Say continually, I am one with the infinite supply, my prosperity is certain. What is mine comes to me with ease and grace. These are not idle phrases, they are divine decrees. And when spoken with conviction, they write the winning numbers upon the screen of your life. The 1% know, whether consciously or not, that they cannot dwell in fear if they wish to draw fortune. They may speak courage when others tremble, they may affirm abundance when others despair. And though the world calls them lucky, they are but aligned with the higher law. They live in the consciousness of winners, long before the numbers are drawn. Their victory is not in the paper ticket, but in the certainty that spirit cannot fail. So I say to you, cease from chasing the outer sign. Do not fret if your hand holds a ticket or not, for the real draw has already been made in the invisible. Stand firm in the truth that your good is secure, written not in ink, but in spirit. Every time you affirm faith instead of fear, you purchase your divine ticket. Every time you thank God in advance for your abundance, you hold the winning slip. And unlike the lottery of men, in the lottery of God there is no scarcity of prizes. Every soul may win, for infinite supply cannot be exhausted. Lift your vision higher, beloved. Do not look to odds, but to certainty. Refuse to count the chances, for divine law knows no chance. Refuse to calculate, for spirit is beyond numbers. Your faith is the figure that completes the code. Your words are the numbers that cannot be erased. And your expectation is the hand that places your ticket into the draw of life. I tell you, you do not need to cry out, when will my number come? For your number is drawn the moment you declare it. When you affirm, I am prosperous now, my wealth is certain now, you set the law into swift motion, and the outer must match the inner, as surely as the shadow follows the body. What you hold within is what you will hold without. The code was never hidden from you, it was waiting for you to claim it. And so, as we pass from this truth to the next, remember your consciousness is the lottery hall, your faith is the winning ticket, and your word is the secret code. The world may see numbers upon a slip of paper, but spirit sees the decree that springs from your lips. Speak life, speak abundance, and speak victory, for in doing so you step into the company of the 1% who have unlocked the law of divine supply. Beloved, when you enter into this truth, you find that the world's odds hold no sway over the one who knows God's law. Men will tell you the chances are slim, the probability is small, the numbers stacked against you. They will bring charts and calculations. They will say, it is nearly impossible. But Spirit whispers a higher truth. With God all things are possible. Faith cancels out odds, for faith does not lean upon figures, nor does it bow to statistics. Faith looks past the appearance and fixes its gaze upon the certainty of Spirit's promise. When you walk by sight alone, you are enslaved by numbers. You begin to measure your life by percentages, by probabilities, by the opinions of others. But when you walk by faith, you step into a realm where odds dissolve like smoke before the wind. One declaration of truth has the power to overturn 1,000 impossibilities. One word of faith can level the mountains of resistance that men have built with their reason and doubt. Think of the countless souls who never step forward because they believe the odds are too great. They say, why should I try? Why should I believe? So many have failed before me. Yet, in that very thought, they have chosen failure before they began. But the one who dares to believe against appearances has already entered into victory. For the moment you refuse to bow to odds, you stand in the kingdom where odds no longer exist. The world calls one man lucky when he wins against probability. But I tell you, he is not lucky, he is aligned. His consciousness was lifted above numbers, above doubt, above the reasoning mind. Whether he knew it or not, he placed faith above fear, and in that act, he unlocked the divine current that overrules all chance. For faith is the law, and chance is but the illusion. Do you not see, beloved, that God is not limited by figures? The universe was not created by odds, but by word. The stars were not hung in the heavens, by calculation but by decree. The oceans did not form by probability, but by command. And so too, your life is not governed by chance, but by the word you continually speak. Every time you choose to affirm God's abundance over the world's lack, you cancel out the odds that appear to bind you. I recall a woman who came to me, trembling with fear. She said, Florence, the doctors say my chances are small. They have given me but a number, and it is against me. I told her, do not count chances, declare life. Refuse to take their percentage into your spirit. Say instead, with God, I am whole. With God my health is certain. And as she clung to that truth, the odds fell away like dust. Her healing came not by calculation but by faith, and the very number they feared was dissolved in the greater law of spirit. So it is with money, with opportunities, with every so-called lottery of life. The odds may say, it is unlikely, it is scarce, it is not for you. But Spirit says, all that is mine is thine. Nothing is withheld, infinite supply flows to you without measure. Which voice will you believe? For the voice you believe becomes the law you live under. If you bow to odds, you are bound by them. But if you rise in faith, you are freed from them. Faith is the great equalizer. It does not ask how many are ahead of you, nor does it tremble at how slim the chance may appear. Faith does not consult appearances, it declares certainty. It knows that what is yours cannot be withheld, that your good is already secure, that your name is already written upon the blessings of God. When you affirm this truth, the odds collapse, the numbers fall, and only the promise remains. The 1% are not those who are favored by fortune, but those who have learned to walk in this law. They are those who declare their wealth in the face of lack, who sing of victory while standing in the shadow of defeat, who speak abundance when the world cries scarcity. Their faith makes a mockery of odds, and their trust in divine law places them in a position where chance cannot touch them. Beloved, lift your heart from the calculations of men. Refuse to be numbered among those who shrink back in fear. Take your place among the few who dare to believe without seeing. Affirm boldly. I walk by faith, not by sight. The odds cannot bind me, for God goes before me. What is mine comes to me with certainty, with ease and with joy. As you declare this truth, the unseen doors open, the supply flows, and the miracles that men call impossible become your daily portion. So let us move from this revelation into the next. For if faith cancels out odds, then what is the instrument by which faith works? It is the spoken word, the divine decree, and here lies the deeper truth, that every word you speak is as a number cast into the draw of life, and by your words you open the storehouse of infinite supply. Beloved, now you see how faith cancels out the odds, how it lifts you above the bondage of numbers and probabilities. But faith must find its expression, and its vehicle is always the spoken word. For words are the numbers written upon the scroll of your destiny. Each utterance is a code cast into the great lottery of life. When men hold their slips of paper and wait for numbers to be called, Spirit watches the numbers they have already spoken with their tongues. For every word is creative, and every word returns to its speaker, pressed down and running over. Many say, I never win, nothing ever works for me, money escapes me. These words are their numbers, and the law is exact. It will draw according to the figures they have placed upon their lives. They will not see abundance, for they have declared lack. They will not touch prosperity, for their speech has barred the door. But there are those who rise each morning and declare with certainty, I am prosperous, I am supplied, I am wealthy by divine right. These words go forth like radiant numbers, lining up with the code of infinite supply, and surely their harvest comes. Do you not see the power that rests upon your lips? The tongue may appear small, but it writes the decree that shapes worlds. By words the heavens were formed, by words life was spoken into being, and by words you now shape your fortune. Your lottery is drawn every moment by the language you choose to utter. Say continually, I walk in abundance, doors open for me, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, and you will see life bend itself to that decree. For Spirit does not question, is this likely? Spirit only echoes back, as you have spoken, so it is. It is a law as sure as gravity, that what you speak with conviction will manifest. The careless man who utters words of fear and doubt does not realize he is placing losing numbers upon his ticket. He complains, he grumbles, he declares failure, and then wonders why failure finds him. But the awakened soul guards his speech as a treasure, knowing that every word is a number cast into the eternal drawing. He speaks only life, only power, only abundance, and because he has spoken victory, victory answers him. There was a man who came to me once, weary with disappointment. He had played the games of chance, he had worked hard, and yet nothing prospered in his hand. I asked him, what do you say concerning your life? He replied, I often say I am unlucky, that fortune passes me by. I told him, then you have already drawn your number. Change your speech, and you will change your lot. He began to affirm daily, everything I touch prospers, money flows to me freely, I am divinely favored. And soon his affairs shifted, not by chance, but by law. His words unlocked the supply that had always been waiting for him. So I say to you, beloved, never let idle words pass your lips. Do not speak of lack. Do not declare yourself poor. Do not call yourself unlucky. For every such word is a number against your winning draw. Instead, speak only of your divine inheritance. Say, I am rich in spirit and in truth. Money is drawn to me as iron to the magnet. The universe delights to supply me. These words are your winning numbers, and they cannot fail, for the law is unfailing. Understand this deeply. The 1% are not those who know formulas of the world, but those who have learned to master the formula of the tongue. They speak their good into being, while the 99% cancel their blessings with idle complaints. The few are lifted because they guard their speech. The many remain bound because they scatter words of doubt, like seed upon stony ground. But you, if you will take hold of this truth, can step into the circle of the few. You can join the company of those who draw abundance with their every utterance. For the tongue writes destiny, as surely as the pen writes words upon paper, and once spoken in faith, your decree goes forth and cannot return void. The word spoken is a seed planted, and harvest is certain. The law does not ask when, it does not question how, it simply fulfills. Therefore, choose your words as carefully as a master craftsman chooses his tools. Place only winning numbers upon your ticket, and watch as Spirit calls them forth in divine order. So I say again, speak boldly. Speak richly, speak constantly. Let no word of lack touch your lips, let no confession of fear escape you. Instead, affirm unceasingly, I hold the secret code of supply. My words are divine numbers, and they draw wealth, health, love and success to me without effort. As you do, you will see doors open that once seemed locked, and you will walk into provision that men call miraculous. But it is not miracle, it is law, the eternal law of the Word. And now, as we pass into the next revelation, we see why the 1% trust not in luck but in divine order. For when you know that your words call forth your supply, you no longer wait trembling for chance, you stand certain in the unfailing law of God. Beloved, you have now seen that words are numbers, spoken into the great drawing of life, each utterance is a seed, and the harvest is certain, yet there remains a deeper truth, one which separates the few from the many. For while the multitude cling to chance, to fortune, to what they call luck, the 1% rest upon the rock of divine order. They know that nothing comes by accident, nothing arrives by hazard, nothing is won by blind chance. All is governed by a perfect and unchanging law, and when you align with this law, your good must appear. The world loves to speak of luck. It says, she was lucky, he was fortunate, they caught a lucky break. But what the world names luck, Spirit knows as law fulfilled. The awakened soul does not wait for fortune to smile upon him. He knows the law smiles without ceasing, and it is only for him to place himself in alignment. The masses tremble, hoping their numbers are drawn, but the few stand serene, declaring, my good is already secured, for it is mine by divine right. This is why so many struggle in vain. They chase chance, they look to the outer, they pin their hope upon a wheel or a slip of paper. Their faith is scattered upon the wind, sometimes lifted, sometimes cast down, never steady. But the 1% anchor their faith in divine order, unshaken by appearances. They understand that the law is impartial, exact, unfailing. It is not swayed by moods, nor does it bend to fortune's wheel. As surely as day follows night, as surely as seed brings forth after its kind, so surely does divine order fulfill itself in the life of the one who believes. Think of the peace that comes when you release luck and take hold of law. No longer do you anxiously wonder if this will be your turn. No longer do you tremble at missed chances or lost draws. You rest instead in the certainty that what is yours cannot be withheld. You live in calm expectancy, knowing that supply flows in perfect order, and that each step is directed by divine intelligence. I recall a man who sought riches by chasing after every scheme. He would play, he would gamble, he would leap at each opportunity, and often he would say, if only luck would turn my way. Yet luck never turned, for he placed his faith in chance, and chance betrayed him. At last he came weary, saying, what am I doing wrong? And I told him, cease chasing luck, stand in divine order, declare your wealth as already secured, and let Spirit direct your steps. He obeyed, and as he released the frantic grasping, doors opened naturally, and money came steadily, not by luck, but by law. For the truth is this, when you believe in luck, you give your power away. You confess that your good depends upon something outside yourself, something fickle, uncertain, unreliable. But when you trust in divine order, you place your faith in the eternal, the unfailing, the changeless. And that faith lifts you into the company of the few who are never moved by appearances. So I say to you, beloved, begin today to cast luck from your vocabulary. No longer say, I hope I am lucky, instead declare, I am divinely ordered, my steps are guided, my supply comes in perfect ways. These words, spoken in faith, lift you from the crowd of the uncertain into the circle of the certain. The world will look at you and say, how fortunate they are, but you will know the truth. It is not fortune, it is law, it is not chance, it is divine order. The 1% hold this secret. They do not tremble before odds, nor do they cry out for luck. They walk as though the way is already prepared, because it is. They speak as though their supply is already at hand, because it is. They rest, while others strive. They give thanks, while others beg, and because they trust in the order of Spirit, their lives unfold with ease, as naturally as the flower opens to the sun. And this order does not bring only money, it brings health, love, success, protection. For divine law is perfect, and it governs every detail of life. When you know this, you cease worrying over delays or detours. You know that nothing is ever lost, nothing is ever late, that all is unfolding in right timing. What is yours is drawn to you, and no hand can keep it away. So stand now in the truth that luck is an illusion, but order is eternal. Say with me, I trust divine order, my steps are guided, my way is clear, my supply is certain. What is mine comes swiftly and surely, under grace and in perfect ways. And as you speak these words, you align yourself with the 1%, the awakened few who live not by luck, but by law. And now, beloved, having seen that divine order governs all, we come to the shining realization that the winning ticket has never been outside of you. It is not in luck, nor in numbers, nor in the outer draw. The winning ticket is faith itself, held within your own consciousness, waiting only for you to claim it. Beloved, we have seen that the few, the awakened ones, trust not in luck but in divine order. They rest secure in the knowledge that law is unfailing, that what is theirs must come, and that nothing can be withheld. And now we arrive at the radiant truth, that the winning ticket is not found in slips of paper, nor in numbered balls, but in the living faith held within the heart. Faith itself is the true winning ticket, and he who holds it already holds the prize. The world scurries, chasing after tickets, formulas, calculations. They believe the prize lies somewhere outside, hidden, waiting to be stumbled upon. They clutch their paper slips and tremble at the drawing, hoping fortune may smile upon them for a fleeting moment. Yet, though some may hold numbers that match, they remain poor in spirit, still fearful, still uncertain, still searching. But the one who holds faith lacks nothing, for faith is the assurance of all things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. Faith is the ticket that never fails to draw the prize, for it does not depend upon chance, but upon the unfailing order of God. You see, faith is not mere wishing, nor is it hoping. Faith is knowing. Faith is walking as though the thing you desire is already yours, because in truth it is. Faith is standing when appearances shout against you, declaring, "It is done, it is secure, it is mine now." The one who holds such faith has already won, though no number has been called, though no evidence is yet seen. For spirit cannot withhold what faith has already claimed. There was a woman who came to me once, despairing because she had tried every outward means to secure money. She bought tickets, she worked tirelessly, she worried endlessly, and still her purse was empty. I told her, "You seek the winning ticket outside, but it lies within. Begin to affirm, with conviction, God is my unfailing supply, my wealth is here and now. Walk as though it were already in your hand." At first she protested, saying, "But I do not see it." I replied, "Faith does not wait to see, it knows before it sees." She began, little by little, to speak her good into being, and as her faith grew steady, doors opened, money came, and her heart knew peace. She had drawn her number, not by chance, but by the certainty of faith. Faith is the invisible ticket none can counterfeit. It cannot be lost, it cannot be stolen, and it never expires. When you hold it, every draw is yours, every prize is certain, for faith is the key that unlocks the storehouse of heaven. The 1% hold this secret. They walk with their prize before the numbers are called. They declare their abundance before it appears, and because they have claimed it inwardly, it must manifest outwardly. Consider this, beloved, if you hold a paper ticket, you must wait to see if the numbers align, you must endure suspense, fear and uncertainty. But when you hold faith, the suspense is ended, for you already know. You live in thanksgiving before the blessing appears, and by that very thanksgiving, the blessing hastens to manifest. Faith brings rest where others labor, peace where others fear, certainty where others doubt. Do not confuse faith with mere repetition of words. Words without conviction are empty. But words spoken with faith are power, alive, creative, and unstoppable. When you say, "I am prosperous now, I am abundant now, I am supplied now," and you feel the truth of it, you have purchased your winning ticket. It matters not how appearances argue, for faith overrides appearances, as the sun outshines the night. The world believes there can only be one winner, one chosen among millions, but in the law of spirit, all may win, for there is no scarcity in God. Infinite supply means just that, infinite. The only limit is the measure of your faith. The more boldly you claim, the more freely you receive. You do not compete with others, you claim your inheritance, which no one else can touch. Faith writes your name upon your prize, and no hand can erase it. So I say to you, beloved, cease from anxious striving and chasing after shadows. Lay hold of the true winning ticket, faith. Nurture it, guard it, strengthen it. Refuse to surrender it to fear, refuse to cast it aside in doubt. Let it be ever upon your lips and in your heart, the steady assurance that what is yours is already yours. Walk daily in thanksgiving, as though the prize were already in your hand, for indeed it is. Affirm now with me, faith is my winning ticket. I hold it within me. I am rich, I am supplied, I am victorious. My good comes to me swiftly, under grace, in perfect ways. Let this be your daily declaration, and you will see the outer align with the inner, until your life becomes a testimony to the unfailing power of faith. And now, as we go forward, let us enter into the crowning truth, that this code of faith and word, this law of order and supply, unlocks what can never be withheld. Your good is secure, written into the very fabric of divine law, and when you activate it, nothing in heaven or earth can keep it from you. Beloved, now we have come to the high place of understanding, where the veil is lifted and the truth shines with brilliance. You have seen that faith is the winning ticket, certain and unshakable. But what is it that this ticket claims? It is nothing less than the treasure that has always belonged to you. For your good cannot be withheld, your supply cannot be stolen, your inheritance cannot be denied. The code, once spoken and believed, unlocks the door to all that is already yours by divine right. Too long have men walked the earth as beggars, pleading for scraps, believing their blessings uncertain, their wealth locked away. Too long have they thought that fortune favors some and abandons others. But I tell you, spirit withholds nothing. The river of supply flows ceaselessly, but men dam it up with their doubt, their fear, their unworthiness. The moment you speak with faith, this good is mine now, the barrier breaks, and the river rushes forth. What seemed withheld was only waiting for your word of release. The universe is ordered to give. The law is fixed to supply. God is the giver, ceaseless, abundant, inexhaustible. When you hold the code, when you speak with faith, you do not persuade God to give, for he has never withheld. You merely align yourself with what has been yours from the beginning. The key turns, the door swings open, and you walk into the treasure room of spirit. Think not that this treasure is limited to money, though money flows as easily as water when the code is spoken. It is health, it is joy, it is love, it is protection, it is success. Every good and perfect gift lies waiting, not locked away in some distant heaven, but present now, ready to appear the moment you claim it. When you declare, "My good cannot be withheld," you place yourself in harmony with divine law, and the appearance of delay or denial dissolves. I recall a woman who said to me in despair, "Florence, I have prayed and prayed, but nothing comes. Perhaps it is not meant for me." I told her, "Child, spirit withholds nothing. It is not a matter of waiting for heaven to move, it is a matter of speaking the code. Say now, 'My good comes to me now, under grace, in perfect ways.' What is mine by divine right, and no one can keep it from me." She began to declare with conviction, and soon what had seemed withheld came rushing into her life. The appearance of lack melted away, and she stood in the abundance that had always been hers. Beloved, this is the final truth. No man, no circumstance, no so-called misfortune can rob you of your supply. For what is yours is marked with your name by the hand of Spirit, and Spirit never forgets. Appearances may deceive, but truth cannot change. The outer may delay, but the inner has already decreed, and once decreed, it must manifest. The code is simple: believe, speak, expect. In these 3 steps, the door swings wide. So many say, "But I see nothing, my hands are empty." Yet do you not understand? The empty hand is only the space waiting to be filled. Do not look at the void and call it lack. Look at the void and call it promise. Call it fulfillment unseen. Call it treasure, yet to appear. Speak into the emptiness, and it must bring forth. For the word spoken in faith fills every void as surely as dawn fills the darkness. Say now, within yourself, "What is mine cannot be withheld." No delay, no obstacle, no hand of man can keep it from me. My wealth, my health, my love, my joy, my perfect self-expression are mine now. Speak it with boldness, not as a hope, but as a decree. For when you declare it, the law obeys, and what was invisible becomes visible. This is not miracle, but divine order, as certain as the sun rising, as sure as the tide returning to the shore. The 1% live in this truth. They do not wring their hands, they do not wait in trembling, they do not call themselves unlucky, they speak, they believe, they expect, and the law answers. To the world, they seem favored, but they are not favored, they are faithful, they have taken hold of the code, and refuse to let it go. And because they refuse, life yields to them every blessing. So I say to you now, cast off the garments of fear, cast off the thought of chance, cast off the lie of scarcity. Step into the certainty of divine inheritance. Know that your code is written in your word, that your faith is the winning ticket, and that your good cannot be withheld. Live as though it were already done, for in truth it is. Affirm with me, I hold the secret code. My good is mine now, what is mine cannot be withheld. Infinite supply flows to me freely, abundantly, and without delay, under grace, in perfect ways, I receive. Say it until it becomes the very breath of your being, and watch as heaven and earth conspire to deliver your treasure. Beloved, this is the secret lottery code the world does not know. Not numbers, not luck, but faith and word aligned with divine law. The few who claim it walk in certainty, while the many wander in chance. Choose now to be among the few, and let your life become a testimony to the unfailing truth that spirit withholds nothing. And as you walk forward, remember always, your consciousness is the drawing hall, your word is the winning number, your faith is the ticket, and your prize is secured for all eternity. Beloved, we have walked together through this great revelation, step by step, until the secret no longer hides in shadows, but stands radiant before you. You have seen that the true code is not in slips of paper, not in chance, not in numbers, but in consciousness itself. You have seen that faith cancels odds, that words are living numbers, that divine order governs all, and that the winning ticket is faith itself. And now you know with certainty, nothing that belongs to you can ever be withheld. So let your heart be still. You do not need to chase, you do not need to beg, you do not need to fear missing your turn. What is yours is already yours, marked with your name by the hand of Spirit. No man can take it, no delay can deny it, no circumstance can overturn it. All you are asked is to speak your good, believe your good, and expect your good. The law is exact, the law is unfailing, and the law delights to fulfill itself in you. The world will say, it is luck, it is fortune. But you will smile, knowing the truth, it is divine order, it is faith, it is the law of the word. Walk now, as one of the few, the awakened, the certain. Refuse to speak lack, refuse to bow to fear, refuse to call yourself unlucky. Instead, speak daily the code that unlocks heaven's storehouse. I am one with infinite supply. What is mine cannot be withheld. My abundance comes now, under grace, in perfect ways. Carry this truth into every corner of your life. Speak it over your money, over your body, over your relationships, over your work. Let no part of your being be left untouched by this declaration of victory. For you are not waiting for your number to be called, you are calling it now. You are not hoping to win. You have already won. You are not begging for scraps, you are claiming your inheritance. So I leave you with this decree, I hold the secret code within me. Faith is my ticket, my word is my number, and divine law is my certainty. Infinite supply flows to me now, freely and abundantly. What is mine is secure, and I walk in it with joy, and so it is.